Trình mình nói câu gì hay thầy?
Còn chưa tìm vào
Thuyết
nữa.
Trình hả?
Nói câu gì hay thầy?
Nói câu gì bây giờ ta? Thì
Next part, I would like to invite who đấy? Ví dụ invite Miss invite
Nói ngắn
thì
không, nói dài.
vâng, thì ví dụ như cái phần của thầy là thầy là phần nào nhỉ? Đợi con tí nó xem nào.
Con sẽ mời thầy đó, con sẽ mời thầy đó.
Đúng rồi. Thì cái phần của thầy thì đến phần con thì con sẽ thì thầy
Tôi biết
mời
rồi.
con.
Và invite venerable nhất định đúng không?
Đúng rồi.
Ok,
Thì đây là
ngắn
đây
ngắn.
là đây là cái phần của thầy rồi, thì do nó next sang đến phần con luôn.
Thì
Đó.
lỡ mình
có thể là mình có nhiều câu thầy. Đây nè. May we now invite the next venerable to continue the presentation, please.
Vâng.
nó sẽ
Hoặc là
hay.
now we respectfully invite the next speaker to continue the presentation, please.
Cứ cái nào cho thuận mồm.
Dạ.
Con chỉ
Quen cái nào.
Để con gửi vô nhóm để cho quý thầy dễ.
Dạ rồi, ok. Con nào hay thấy lịch sự tí.
Chừng nào mà đội mình đủ rồi bắt đầu mình sẽ mời vô nhóm lớn để mà họ vào nghe thầy nha.
Dạ, con gửi link qua nhóm lớp các thứ hết rồi mà.
Dạ dạ. Con gọi tùm lum luôn nè. Con gọi tùm lum, nó dính tùm lum hết trơn.
Biết ngày đây có lâu được ngày thì
Đúng rồi, lâu lâu một ngày cho nên là nhóm 4 phải tỏa sáng.
lâu có
Gì đâu
ngày
mà tỏa sáng đâu thầy, nhóm nào cũng tỏa sáng hết.
Nhóm nào cũng sáng nè.
Vâng. Nhưng mà đi
thế là con
lên
đang bật
đến
đèn
đúng
này
giờ
sáng
cho.
này, con đang bật đèn phát sáng.
Hello, excuse me, Venerable Chating. Are you already in Singapore right now?
Yes.
So just wait a minute, please.
Okay, so you've been there. Who living with you in Singapore, Chating?
Everyone come already. Now in my room, right?
Yes. Who are living in your room?
I'm living with another Chinese student.
Okay, got it.
Dạ xây.
Dạ mô Phật.
Dạ, mô Phật. Welcome quý thầy.
Venerable Chating, may I ask about how to present, like when it's come to my points or my part for presentation. So there will be someone who used to present.
The previous one will invite you. So you should wait until your pattern. The one previous you will invite you.
Okay, so like when I finish one slide already, so I've done it. So if I want to press the next slide, so there will be someone to press the next slide for me, right?
No. You will invite the next one.
No. I mean like in my part there are 5 slides. There are 5 slides. So if I've present the finish my slide already, so there will be someone press the next slide for me, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Me.
You, right?
Yes. Me.
Okay. You are the one to adjust it. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Cái này gặp đỉnh cao quá như thật.
Hey, Venerable Duyên Chang, where are you now?
So currently I'm living in Ho Chi Minh City. I'm just back from the Đắk Lắk.
Okay.
Yeah. A few days ago I was staying in my hometown.
So what is your nickname in Zalo, right, please?
My nickname is Thường Phạm.
Duyên Chang.
Yuan Chang. Yeah.
Nguyên Thường. Yes,
Nguyên Thường.
He is still going to do the part 5.
Yeah, No, part 3.
Part 3? No, part 5, part 5.
Oh, so there is a mistake.
No, not mistake. The part
Can
5.
you back? Can you back?
Yeah.
Okay. I
Yes.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just followed the fluence of the book.
Okay.
Yeah. How many people join already? Let me see.
14 người thôi.
What time shall we start, Venerable Sir?
So depend on your group. If you are ready, we will start now.
Oh, yes. Here's Venerable Văn Tuệ here, Venerable Tây from where's Venerable Đức Hạnh here. Okay, we are in the group now. Okay.
Two Chinese guys just passed.
My roommate.
Okay.
What time? Maybe we wait until 05. 2 more minutes.
Bao nhiêu thôi.
Venerable Trading. Did you start? Did you start the new semester already?
Next week.
Uh,
Just wait a minute. I have to lock the door.
okay. Sees a lot of people come in and pass.
Thầy ơi, lần trước con quên mất không có ấy. Lần này chúng ta sẽ phải niệm Phật cầu gia bị đúng không?
Yeah.
Niệm Phật cầu gia bị, giới thiệu. Xong thầy sẽ giới thiệu. Xong kế tiếp là thuyết trình, xong rồi hồi hướng.
Yeah. Thầy cũng phải trả lời câu hỏi.
Dạ, vâng. Vâng. Chị chào không? Rồi, shall we start now, everyone? Okay, so now we are going to pay homage to the Buddha. Ở Pali hay là tiếng Việt ạ?
Tiếng Việt đi thầy.
Nam mô Bản Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Nam mô Bản Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Nam mô Bản Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật.
Okay. Good evening, Venerable monk, nun, Dharma teacher, and dear honored my friend in Buddhist community. This is the great honor and joy for us to gather here today for our endless Dharma presentation program. This session is very special, not only just because come together to share the teaching of Buddha, but also because we are going to, practice in English, a way to speak Dharma widely and international brand and future generation. So the topic of our presentation today is about some silent characteristics of Buddhism. This is the profound and meaningful topic, because Buddhism is very not, because Buddhism is not just only the reason, but also living part of wisdom, compassion, and liberation. Through these topics, our speaker will highlight the essential feature of Buddhism, showing how its value remains relevant and benefits in modern life. So we are very happy to introduce you our five presenter, right? The first is Venerable Đức Hạnh. Second is Giác Định. The third is Nguyên Thường. Fourth, Venerable Bổn Tánh. The last is Viên Năng Vạn Tuệ, right? So they will take turn sharing their reflection. It focusing on different respects of topic. They have prepared carefully, and with their dedication, we believe that today will bring you both inspiration and deeper understanding of Dharma. Now, we begin our program. We are honored to invite the first speaker. He is the repentant monk who has devoted himself to study and practice of Buddhism, and he will open the presentation by giving us an introduction to the value topic. Please welcome Venerable Thích Giác Định as our first presenter.
Good evening, Venerable Sir, and thank you, Venerable Sir, for your introduction and also the MC position. And good evening, all venerables and ladies and gentlemen and Dharma brothers attend our presentation today. Today our group will bring to our views some Dharma teaching from chapter 16 called, that is some salient characteristic of Buddhism. As first, let's look at the contents of our presentation. First, I will give introduction, and I will give the first part, that's the foundations of Buddhism. And then Venerable Đức Hạnh will give you about the content about happiness, and Venerable Năng Vạn Tuệ will deliver the tolerance of Buddhism. And the next Venerable Nguyên Thường will present Buddhism and caste. And last but not least, Venerable Bổn Tánh will give us Buddhism and woman, and also me will give the last one, Buddhism and harmlessness. And conclusion. All of you already know that Buddhism is one of the most practical spiritual tradition in the world, and it's founded by the Buddha around 2,500 years ago. That is not. It's not based on the dogma or blind faith. As the last presentation we already gave all of you, but the Dharma of the Buddha is direct experience and understanding, and Buddhism is a path of wisdom and compassion and mindfulness. So it guides human beings towards the freedom of suffering. Today we will bring to all of you about some characteristic of the Buddhism. So first of all, I will give you the information about the foundations of Buddhism. So we are monks and nuns and Dharma brother and sister, we all studied about Buddhism, and all of us know the first section of first teaching of the Buddha is the Four Noble Truths. So that is the suffering and the cause of suffering and the cessation of suffering and the path lead to the cessation of suffering. So this is first discussed of the Buddha after he got enlightenment. Is this right? The first that's the Buddha talked to us about the truth of suffering. Thus we lived in an ongoing state of dissatisfaction by birth, aging, sickness, and death. That's a suffering. And also, if we want to get something but we cannot get it, it's also suffering. And being separated from the what we love is also considered as a suffering. And we live by fire aggregates, so it's also suffering. And we being close to the one we hate is also kind of suffering. So that is a suffering of life, and we are living with it. That is the first truth. And the second truth is that the truth of the truth of the origin of suffering. That's the actually here the cause of suffering is because of the craving or clinging. We cling to the pleasure, we cling to the existence, and we also cling to the non-existent. So it's cause the suffering. So the third one is true of cessation. So is it possible to end of suffering? So the Buddha didn't just talk about suffering, but he gave us that he also taught us that is it possible to end of suffering. So when we letting go the craving, so suffering will end. So that is this stage is called nibbana. So the first three years is a philosophy in the as a philosophy of the foundation Buddhism, and the last one is a truth of the path of suffering. And the Buddha teach us the way to end of suffering. This is a noble eightfold path. That is right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, and right effort, and right mindfulness, and right concentration. So the fourth here considered as ethics in Buddhism. So now move on to a realistic nature of actually realistic nature of suffering or Buddhism. As some people, when they just come to Buddhism, they say that, oh, the Buddhism only talk about suffering, so that's considered as a pessimism. So they think that the life is only suffering. But and also the opposite one, like in the people in the West, if they don't know about Buddhism, they say that life is only happiness. If they also don't know exactly about the Buddhism. Because the Buddhism here's the life actually has suffering, it has cause and also end. The Buddha not only talk about suffering, but also talk about the way to end of suffering. That's a realistic. So the end of suffering is the nibbana. This is considered as the highest happiness. The nibbana is equal to the remedy of the suffering. It's also equal to eternal peace, liberation, and eternal bliss. So in the books also mentioned about the Western misunderstanding. They say that happiness is impossible without personality. Here, personality we can understand as it is ego, selfhood, or personal individuality. Especially Buddhism against it. Buddhism teaches about non-self, anatta. non-self is liberation beyond the personality. So this is the most important theory in Buddhism. It's separate with other religion in the world. So next part, I would like to invite the Venerable Đức Hạnh will give us information about the next part, the happiness in Buddhism. So Venerable, please.
Thank you for your invitation. Dear Sangha, tonight my presentation is talk about happiness in Buddhism. The Buddha's perspective, the Buddha did not want his followers to brood over lies, ills, or constantly dwell on suffering in a way that makes life heavy and miserable. Instead, he encouraged his followers cultivating joy. Joy is essential for enlightenment. Joy is a wholesome happiness that uplifts the mind. Joy is come from the from our mind when we accept everything in our life and we enjoy with that. We can consider that that is joy. We don't react. We don't changing something in this life, and in our daily life, we have opportunity to have a lot of things, but when something pop up in our mind, we just see it, know it, and don't react. So we will see our joy over there, but our joy will help us know how to establish peace and happiness in ourselves, and we will know how to maintain that. And in our life, when we not chasing something on let our mind live with our craving, our desire, we are free from that. We will see joy. The Buddhists are often seen as among the happiest people because they know how to let it go. They know how to liberation from the material. They don't attach on the material things. It's like the worldly people. They I think they learn Buddhist teaching and apply that in their life, so they will know how to transform the negative thoughts, negative energy to positive energy, and they will know how to let it go. When they know how to let it go and nothing to bother them, so they are considered they are the happiest people. The noble order, so in English we can call it the Sangha. The members of the noble order live the holy life fully. They following the noble eightfold path and realizing the truth of liberation. They are examples of purity, wisdom, and compassion, showing that the Buddha's teaching truly leads to freedom from suffering. They are free from greed, hatred, and the delusion. Because of this inner freedom, they are considered the happiest individuals. But we will heard the favorite saying, "Oh, how indie happy." When we don't tell on something, sometimes we will say that, "Oh, how indie happy." But when we are tell on something, we don't have that feeling. Our suffering come from our attachment. When we know how to let it go, don't attach on something we have, we will feel it. A question from Dorothy. Aditi asked the Buddha, who are the saintly lives of the holy life, living on one daily meal, yet looking so strength of pay. We know the Sangha, the disciple of the Buddha, they are said to let go everything, to follow the Buddha teaching, follow Buddha rule. They practice living with letting go, so they are not don't attack on something. So in that time, they don't allow the material of this life to let them attack on that thing. So they are free from that thing. They don't care about the material. So they can enjoy the only one food, only one thing they have. They accept what they have. They don't chase it about the material, about something around us. So they can surrender. They can have inner period and freedom from freedom of heart. So they refer to the natural joy and peace that shines in their mind. The Buddha's answer, they do not lamor over the past. They do not yearn for the future. They live fully in the present. So we will see clearly in our life, most of our suffering is not come from the present moment. It's come from our things that happened in the past. But we immerse in that thing. We don't learn from our mistake, our not good things happen in our life, but we just think about that. We live in that, but we show our regret, and we just immerse in that thing. So that's the reason to damage our compassion, damage our life. So that's the cause of suffering. So we should, and sometimes we have the strong habit. We always think and let our mind just stay in the future. But we know something in the happened in the past is gone. Something in the future is not coming yet. But we always let our mind thinking too much things about the future. But we have the right to thinking about the future, but don't stay in the future. Don't immerse. Don't travel in the future. That's the reason to steal our peace and happiness. So the Buddha just remind ourselves, try to return in the present moment to enjoy this life. But just only we live in the present moment, we will see, we have the good opportunity to look deeply in our mind and see our mind operating. But in that time, we will know how to find the best way to handle that, to transform that feeling, and we will know how to bring ourselves return in the present moment and continue to enjoy this life. Key takeaway: happiness in Buddhism comes from living mindfully in the present moment, free from regrets and worries. I think all of you know happiness not come from any anything. It's like the people think, oh, we have to possess on something or possess on some material or something we expect, or we need to have it. But after we have it, it satisfy our desire, our craving within that happiness. But in the Buddhism, happiness is not come from the material, come from something we expect. Happiness come from living in mindfulness, when we know how to recognize everything, and we look deeply at everything, and when our mind don't live with our reaction, when we see something we dislike, when we see things as it is, see things as they are, we see it, we know it, we accept it. The happiness is come already in our mind, and we will see it, we will feel it. Yeah, that's my presentation. If I say something is not clearly is not good, please show your compassion with me. And now allow me invite
Năm vạn tuệ.
Non-Vante. She will continue to present our presentation today. Thank you.
No, where's Năm vạn tuệ?
Oh, sorry. Turn on the mic. Namo Buddha. My venerable. My name is Văn Tuệ, and right now I will talk about tolerance of Buddhism. So from chapter 15 of the book Buddha and his teachings. Yeah, sorry. So I recognize there are 4 main points from tolerance. So the first one is everyone can experience and test the teachings. Second one is Buddha Dharma has no coercion. Next, there is no secret on the path to liberation. And the last one is that the Dharma has appears because of our real happiness. So right now I will talk about the first one. Everyone can experience and test the teachings. So I think all of us know that with the Buddha, with the Buddhism, there is no distinction between the people, the caste, or the gender, and the strong example is the holy monk Ubali. So at first he was a pauper, and you know that in the ancient India, the pauper is like the lowest caste in the society. However, when he joined the Sangha, the communities of the Buddha, so he attained arahantship, and he was the foremost in Vijnana. In the book, there is a sentence. I think that's very strong. Is that it is on the bedrock of the fact, which could be verified by personal experience and tested by anyone, that the Buddha Dharma is built and not on the fear of the unknown. So now we will talk about the second one. Buddha Dharma has no coercion. So let's think about the story of the Buddha and a millionaire. So his name on Ubali. So this millionaire at first is the followers of Tayanatha Nata Buddha. However, when he heard from the teachings of the Buddha, so he wanted to become the follower of Buddhism, and with the wisdom, the great wisdom. So the assorted one asked him to think further for his position, think further for all his do for Nagatatha Nata Buddha and his former teachers. And this one met the millionaire Ubali. So he starts the way to have the higher respect to our Lord, our Buddha, and he said that. Can I see the next slide? A lot. If I had become a follower of another teachers, so his followers would have taken me around the streets on the procession, proclaiming that such a millionaire had renounced his former religion and had amid this salutary advice embraced theirs. But Lord, you advise me to investigating further the more pleased of yours. and he appreciatively repeated for the second time, I seek refuge in the Buddha, in the Dhamma, and in the Sangha. I think that's a very interesting story, and also the story touched our heart to know that our Buddha is a kind of wiser ones in the world, with the way he showed the tolerance for others. And number 3, there is no secret of the path to liberation. So the Buddha don't keep anything which is help us to lead to the liberation. So these things we can sort in Mani Sutra, and Bani Nibbana Sutra is an example. So in this sutra, our Buddha has taught, I have taught the truth without making any distinction between eccentric and eccentric doctrine. For in respect the true Tathagata has no such things as the closest of teacher who kept something back. And the last one is the Dhamma has appeared because of real happiness. I remember in Nikaya Sutra, so had a very famous words that the extinction of the Buddha, of all the Arahant, of all the monks, is just bring happiness and welfare for not only humans and devils. So the fourth one in this point is that Buddhism is both rational and particular. So the Buddha and Buddhism is not appears and not convert or just only which is suitable for the society or suitable for the moral. However, what the Buddha taught, he practiced, and what he practiced, he taught for it. Next point, Buddhism doesn't focus on course. So in Tripitaka, so we can see already, the Buddha don't ask us how to do this or what to do this, but he advised us should do this, and the thing he think we should do this is the thing will have fun for us on the path to Nibbana. And the last point, Buddha didn't waste time for useless questions or practice. As I have taught before, so the goal of the Buddha is lead to the Nibbana, lead to the real happiness of human, of all being creatures. So with the useless question, it means the questions not necessary for our practice. So he don't take time to answer, and he don't want us to focus on and wait time. So totally with the tolerance of Buddhism, so the tolerance in the Buddhism is not the kind of simplify for us. So the tolerance here is suitable with the goal of the Buddha, suitable with the goal of our practice to the Nibbana. So which is suitable with us, so the Buddha give for us. And also there are no distinction between any religions, any caste, or any people in the world with the Buddha. Okay, and next I would like to invite my young member, Van Yuan Tran.
Yeah, respected to the Sangha, the awesome Sangha's member and all the who come to listener to the presentation. So my part, I would like to talk about Buddhism in class. So next slide. So back to the histories of Buddhism in India during the Buddha times. So as you all know that in the India society, there are 4 castes, right? But in 4 castes, which is Brahmins like priests, those are priests. Kshatriya, those are warriors. Vaisya, who is merchants, and Shudra, servants. So these four caste system. So the number 4, the Shudra, considered as the lowest caste in India. You know, right? They are considered as untouchable. Why? So like they all of them have to serve above 3 castes. So they consider very low and got the very severe discrimination. But the Buddha rejected both caste and slave. So people believe that their birth determine their worth. But the Buddha, again, this philosophy, but the Buddha declared that all human beings are equal. All human beings are equal. And what truly defines us is our action, not our birth, right? Because, like for example, someone very poor, very low level in the society, but they live very virtuously. They serve people, they serve for society, they help people, they live very morality. So for sure, they get honor. But who very rich, but they are commit the crime, they steal something from someone. So yeah, they need to be sent to jails. So the Buddha state that all humans are equal. So next slide, please. So I would like to talk in the Mahura Sutta. So in the Mahura Sutta, there are like the Brahmins, some Brahmins claim that they were pure because they were born from Brahma. But the Venerable Kaccana refuted. So he said that he points out that if the Brahmin commits a crime, the king will punish them just like anyone else. And if someone from the lower caste live virtuously, people still honor them. So in the Sangha, the Buddha made it clear there is no discrimination in the Sangha. Monks and nuns from all backgrounds, but share respected. You know, in this society, in modern time, I would like to share something about the modern time. You can look at the men and women in this society right now. So back then in the past few years, not in a few years, but many years ago, in Eastern philosophy, Eastern society, so they are looked down on women. Like between men and women, kind of Eastern look down on women. They kind of underestimate for women, because you see that some countries women are not have the chance to go to school, to have their education, right? And even they get a very low paid job. Yeah, you can see the difference between men and women, and also some discrimination in the past. So that's the point that I just wanna share with you. And next slide, please. Equal admission to the Sangha. So you can look at the Buddha. The Buddha is not only just talk about equality, but the Buddha practiced it. So let me give you some real example. You can see there are 4 pictures in the slide. So the first picture is sit. One bhikkhu is sit down, and those many people are standing behind him. So you can guess. You can guess who is that, right? Upali, the barber. Upali, the barber. Yeah, Upali is just a barber, but he finally became the great master of Vinaya, the master of Vinaya, the code of discipline. And the second picture, you can see the Sunita, the scavenger. He attained enlightenment as an arahant. And the third one is the woman. Her name is Ampapali. She is a courtesan. Yeah, in this society, courtesan very, you know that courtesan very low level. We are always look down on those who are working this job, right? You can see women who are courtesan in this society. I mean, in this modern time, very low level, we always underestimate them. But in the Buddha time, she can achieve the enlightenment. You can see that the Buddha not judged other by their job, their background, but it's about their virtue. So the last picture is Punya, a slave girl. She do a manual job. Right? But she can get the praise and compliment from the Buddha. So this means that Buddha have no judge on her, and very, very respected, and also have praise to her. So these are 4 examples that I give to you guys. Prove that birth is never obstacle to someone to get enlightenment, not a barrier to get enlightenment. So that means that enlightenment is open for everyone. So like, look at the first so sorry, very much thing. I'm going to talk a little bit about the first picture. Is about the Ubali. So you can see that all the prince came to also get an audience by the Buddha, but Ubali came first, even though the Bali is a low level, right? So but the Buddha asked him to ask Ubali to ordain before the prince who wanted to join. Why? Because the Buddha want to teach humility equally. So in the Sangha, so that's mean that even the princess must bow to someone once considered lower. So that's mean all the prince have to bow down to the Ubali at that time. Yes. So next slide. The Buddha's teaching on equality. Here, you can see like just like a medicine, can heal both the rich and poor. Whether you are rich or poor, if you bring a medicine from the Buddha, yeah, you can heal it. The Buddha doesn't care who you are. You are rich or poor, yeah, doesn't care about that. But the Dhamma of the Buddha can benefit everyone equally. Whether a king in a palace or a beggar on the street, both can work on the enlightenment path. So in fact, that in the disciple of the Buddha, many kings and beggars became like how to say, disciple side by side of the Buddha, right? So proving that Dhamma, there's no barrier in the Dhamma of the Buddha. So in this side, I just show you some example, like Dhamma, compare Dhamma to the food. Yeah, you can see Dhamma equal to meal for weak, meat for strong, right? So that's mean Dhamma meets each person's capacity. That means it nourishes anyone according to their need. Whether rich or poor, male or female, all can practice and reach enlightenment. So it reminds us that true worth lie in our practice, in our compassion, in our wisdom, not by background, not by birth, not by fame. Yeah. So thank you so much for your listening. So next part.
First of all, hello, good evening, masses. My name is Bon Tang. I'm very happy to be here to share about the role and status of women in the time of the Buddha. Before the time of the Buddha, women in India were not held in high regard and were often viewed negatively. However, the Buddha uplifted the status of women and helped them realize their value and importance in society. Next slide, please. The Buddha's view on women. Buddha did not degrade women, while he acknowledged that women may be naturally more delicate or emotional. He believed in the spiritual potential of both men and women equally. Gender was never seen as a barrier to spiritual purification or service. Next question. Next slide. Respect for women in his teachings. The term Matugama meaning mother folk was used to refer to women showing deep respect. In Buddhism, a mother is honored as someone who helps her ascend to heaven, and the wife is seen as a husband's best friend. Next slide. Establishment of the Bikini order. Initially, the Buddha declined to order women into monastic order. Later, he agreed after repeated requests from his foster mother, Mahavajabani Gautami, and his disciple Ananda. Thus, founding the first organized community female monastic with its own rule and structure. Next slide. Prominent female disciples, such as the Bikini order, the chief male disciple Sariputta and Mahayana, and the Bikini order had chief female disciple Khema and Upalawana. Many other women from queens or courtesans joined the order, practice the Dharma, and attain enlightenment. Next slide, please. Story of the Khema. Khema, the queen of the Bimbisara, and was initially hesitant to meet the Buddha. Feeling the criticized beauty during a visit to monastery, the Buddha created an illusion of beautiful woman who rapidly age and decay. Witnessing this, Khema realized the impermanence of beauty and life, which led her to enlightenment. The Buddha on the birth of her daughter, when Kosara was disappointed upon hearing that his child was a girl, the Buddha consoled him, saying, "A female child, law of man, may prove to even better than male." Like conclusion, the Buddha was a revolutionary figure who gave women spiritual freedom and equal opportunity to grow, practice, and attain liberation, something persistently denied to them in ancient Indian society. Next question. Next slide. Apply Buddhist teachings on women today, gender equality and respect. Recognize that women have the same capacity for wisdom, modesty, and spiritual growth as men. Challenge gender stereotypes in education, work, family, and religion. Empowering women. Support women's access to education, leadership, and self-development. Create opportunities for women to participate in social, cultural, and spiritual life. Harmony in family and society. Acknowledge in the vital roles of the mother and wife as emphasized by the Buddha. Promote balanced, supportive relationship in marriage and parenting, mindfulness and compassion for all. Poor men and women can walk the path of mindfulness, kindness, and liberation from suffering. Avoid judging others based on gender, appearance, or social status. I would like to relate this to modern life by mentioning women who succeed in society while maintaining spiritual practice, equal education, and value given to daughters and sons. The growing role of Buddhist nuns in the countries like Thailand, Vietnam, and Sri Lanka. Thank you for listening. I would like to invite Venerable Nhất Định to presentation. Continue.
Okay. Thank you, Venerable Bổn Tánh, for your part. You're just sharing about the Buddhism and women. So now next part, maybe the last part, the Buddhism and harmlessness. The Buddha paid the boundless kindness to not only to humans but also the living beings. That's his boundless kindness of the Buddha. Also, the Buddha banned animal sacrifice when he reached enlightenment, and he banned this. And also he paid respect, or he promoted the loving kindness for all human beings and also animals. And even in monastic discipline, he also gives the rules, monastic rules for monks and nuns. Thus, for example, the rules prohibit digging the ground. So this is one rule that monks and nuns have to follow and practice this. And also for monks and nuns, before they drink water, they have to filter the water before drinking it. This is kind of follows the Buddha, pay respect to the nature, even the very tiny animals. He also want to protect. And later, even the great Ashoka, he also follows the Buddha teaching, and he also spread out the Buddha teaching around India and now around the world. We have to pay respect to the King Ashoka. He also lay a scar on the edict, and he erect the edict around the India. And later, some scholars, they found that he also promote by scarf the stakes on the edict, So the text that living beings should not be nourished with other living beings. So even burning chaff with insects was forbidden. So that's the understanding and the applying of the King Asoka, great King Asoka. So yeah, we can see that he advocated of non-violence even 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago. So how to practice in Buddhism? If you want to be a genuine Buddhism, we have to promote universal love, tolerance, and unity beyond social or religious boundary. So a true Buddhist extent, we have to show the metta to all livings without distinction of caste, color, or creed. As like Venerable Chang and Venerable Tang already shared with all of you about we have to promote women and also pay respectful for every every beings. So we have to like inspire Buddhist Sutra and encourage openness to all faiths, not only Buddhism but also with others religious and others nation and other races boundaries. So that's all about my presentation. Talk about the harmlessness in Buddhism. So in Buddhism, now let me conclude our presentation today. Buddhism has remained a unifying and uplifting force for over 2,500 years. And while its empires built on force have risen and fallen, the Buddha's Dharma empire endures. Its foundation on love, harmlessness, and reason ensures its timeless still relevant to nowadays. So I would like to give you one thinking from the Professor Richard von Brick. If you read books, Buddhism books, you can maybe they know this professor. He's from Oxford University, and he holds the idea that the Buddha was one of the most brilliant and original thinkers of all times. So that's all of our group presentation. So you can read the information from the books, The Buddha and His Teaching, chapter 16. Yeah. So thank you so much for kindly listening. And so now the 15 minutes for the question. If you have any question, please send to us. Thank you so much. Venerable Sir, Venerable Devon. Hey, where's Venerable Devon? So now time for question. If you don't understand some part of our presentation, please feel free to ask question. For question, we will answer it. We'll try to answer it. Venerable Nhật Bảo, do you have any question? Venerable Nhật Bảo here. Are you here or not? Yeah, Venerable Quảng Châu.
Why do people suffering and how can they end suffering?
Yes, you already sent question on the chat box, right? Okay, thank you so much for your question. As your question talk about suffering and is my part. So why do people suffer? Yeah, according to Buddhism, as the cause, you can see on the first part. Let us show you the first part. The path of Four Noble Truths. I think I already talked about it. The cause of suffering, right? Why do people suffer? And here I can divide two parts question. Why do people suffer and how can they end suffering, right? This is on the theory of Four Noble Truths. Why do people suffer? Because they, according to Buddhism, the theory of Buddhism, that's because of the people clinging to like pleasure, success, or relationships, and help when they when the reality it doesn't match with our desire, like we will feel pain, so that makes suffering. And also another cause, because of ignorance, we misunderstand the life, right? Many people still believe that things are permanent, not impermanent. Well, many people think that things are permanent and they can control everything, and so they also can able to keep the happiness. So when they, for example, when they earn a lot of money and they think that they can keep the money, and the money never lost from them. But actually, no. Buddha also already taught us that the money or our accessory can be destroyed by the water, the fire, right? So that's things, it actually is impermanence and unsatisfactory and non-self. That's the Buddha teaching. And also another course is another course in actually I forgot another course. That's the first clinging to the feeling, with clinging to the feeling of success or health relationship, and another is because of ignorance. I forgot on another, like maybe the delusion. Yeah, delusion. We resist unpleasant experiences, and we so I think that will be the cause of suffering. And the next question, next part of the question, how can they end suffering? So how can end suffering? Yeah, the Buddha gave us the path, right? The Buddha gave us the path. The last part, the number 4. That's the way to end suffering is the Noble Eightfold Path. If we practice the Noble Eightfold Path, right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. So by practice the Noble Eightfold Path, so we can gradually like transform the man, what we see and how we think, and how we live. So that's the wisdom and the contact and meditation. So our mind will be free from clinging, and suffering will be cessation. So that's also my answer. No, thank you so much for the question. Do you understand or not? How to explain the term? How to explain the term?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, there's the next question here, right? Buddhism has remained uplifting force for over 2,500 years. So please give some proofs. So how
Yes.
about another venerables? Venerable.
Because in your conclusions, you have some idea, and one of idea is Buddhism has remains uplifting force for over 2,500 years. So please prove it with some proof, please.
Actually, I'm not only like conclude, but also in the beginning of the presentation, I also mentioned about it. So how about others, Venerable? Do you want to give the answer, Venerable Viên Chang here? Venerable Viên Chang.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, can you resolve this question? Buddhism has remained uplifting force for over 2,500 years. So please give some proofs.
Can you repeat the question again? Sorry.
On the chat box, you can see the next, the second question on the chat box.
How to explain the term Buddhism has remained uplifting force for over over 2,500 years. Oh, this is hard question. Okay. So from my understanding, you know, as I consider, as I have been observing right now in the modern time, you can see that a lot of people, a lot of temple. I'm not in talking about the Buddhism in the Western society or another country. I talk directly into Vietnam. So in Vietnam currently, you can see in the summer vacation, a lot of temple has laid out, had operate some youth summer, a youth retreat, and we can see that the Buddhism has very evolved, have developed, had spread in corner of the countryside in Vietnam up until now, right? And you can see that many people, like young people, are getting to know, getting have the chance to abroad to Buddhism, and they stay in the temple, they volunteer, and see that people have their, you see, they dwell in the triple channel, and consider the Buddhist spiritual practice can save their life in modern time. You can see in Singapore there are a lot of counseling, Buddhist counseling, have many people who are getting depression. We can see that the Buddhism right now are side by side in the modern society. And in Vietnam, I have been observed currently many people, many temple, many monastery has already opened the youth summer vacation, a lot of retreat for people who come to practice in the temple. So as I observed that, so that's mean that the Buddhism up until now already passed 2,500 years, but still not disappear, still very evolution, still very development. But who are not practiced will go down. So Buddhism still develop, but for those people who are not practiced, so that's mean that Buddhism are go down because of the people not practice, just not the Buddhism, the Buddhism still there. Buddhism still develop, still evolve. Yes, yeah, that's what from my understanding about this. Thank you so much for your question.
Thank you so much, dear Master Yuechan, because you have determined some very important proof during the time developing of Buddhism, not only in the very root of Buddhism in India, but also in many countries, with the spirits of Buddhism to come to and determine their manner in many countries right now. And I really is impressive on your sharing about the historical longevity and global spread, focus on inner peace and mental clarities in many youth retreat and ethical teaching promote compassion and peace for the world, and also inspiration for arts, literature, cultures, and peace movement and non-violence in all over the world also. So thank you so much because you're sharing and explaining about the term of Buddhism has remained uplifting force for over 2,500 years old. And thank you so much because you inspire for us so much.
Okay, thank you very much for your compliments and for your sharings about this one. So I can expand my knowledge based on your sharing. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Venerable Yen Chang. Thank you for the question from admin. I don't know how to call your name. But now we move on to the next question. In the next question, we receive many questions. I think question section only last for 15 minutes. So let's move on to another question. I think that ending love is ending suffering. So is there any way to end love? I think ending love is ending suffering. Is this ending love is ending suffering? How about Venerable? Which is Venerable? Venerable Đức Hạnh. Are you there, Venerable Đức Hạnh?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. How do you think about the question? Is the next question? I think that ending love is ending suffering. So, is there any way to end love? I think this is a very weird question. It's
I think you will have to answer everything.
Yeah, actually, it's in Four Noble Truths, right? But so, is there any way to end love? Is there any way to end love? Do you can one end love?
Oh,
Actually, it's, from my understanding, love is not suffering, right?
yeah. So they ask the question. I think the ending love is ending suffering. I think that's not true.
Yeah.
Without love, we can't exist in this life.
Yeah.
We had the right to love, but don't attach on something on our love.
Okay.
Our attachment, when we attach on our love, that's the cause of suffering. When we love without suffering.
So,
but without love, we can't exist in this life.
So, Venerable Nhuận Bảo, maybe we will leave this question later, because I'm not sure that the question is correct or not. And now we move on to, I already saved the question, and I will work with you. We will work with you later, Venerable Nhật Bảo. And okay, we will share the 5 PPT for all of you later. And the next question also Venerable Nhật Bảo. Buddhism focus on wisdom, so that do I have to, what do I do to have wisdom? I think this also in the Four Noble Truths. I already told all of you. As if you want to have wisdom, you have to practice a noble eightfold path in order to get rid of suffering. So that's a way to have wisdom. That's a Buddhist theory, not me. Okay, Venerable Nhật Bảo. So July is Vulan season of filial piety. So how can monks show filial piety to their parents? I think this is a great question. So now it's July, it's Vulan season. So how about others venerables? Venerable Bổn Tánh. Venerable Bổn Tánh, can you give your perspective on this question? Hello, Venerable Bổn Tánh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Your question. That is a good question for me. I can answer that question that because I am a monk, I should to practice the teaching of the Buddha, respect to my parents, my mother, my father, and my family on this occasion, and pray a good wishes for peace, people with many people, and teach us learn about the teaching of Buddha, and so on.
So that's the answer is the perspective is that you're a monk, so you just practice the teaching of the Buddha, and what else? Later you can share merit to the parents, right? Venerable Bổn Tánh.
Yeah.
When you practice teaching of the Buddha and you share the merits to your parents and also to also sentient beings, right?
Keep the rules of the Buddhism.
You means keep the rule of the rules. Keep the rules of the monks, right? Precept.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Venerable Nhật Bảo, did you get the answer? Venerable Nhật Bảo, are you pleasure with the answer?
Trả lời ít nghe được quá.
Dạ. Thầy vâng.
Trả lời không được không có hiểu lắm á.
Dạ, tức là thầy trả lời là với một người xuất gia thì thầy trong cái thời gian này thầy sẽ thực tập tụng kinh, bái sám và hồi hướng công đức này cho cha mẹ, và cũng là về sau thì thầy có nói nữa là thầy giữ giới ạ. Giữ giới cũng là một công đức để hồi hướng cho cha mẹ. Đây là những cách để thầy thầy làm, thầy tức là cái cách mà thầy làm để thầy hồi hướng cho cha mẹ trong cái mùa Vu Lan này.
Dạ, cảm ơn thầy.
Okay, so now we resolve all the question. So thank you so much. If venerables and Dhamma brother and Dhamma sister don't have any questions, so we can end the presentation here and now. So now we share transfer the merit to all sentient being. Don't please bow together. Nguyện đem công đức này hướng về khắp tất cả đệ tử và chúng sinh đều trọn thành Phật đạo. Okay, thank you so much for your kind listening. So I will see you next time.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well, thank you, Venerable Tây Phong. Okay, I will end a meeting for all.